What's up, Survivor Nation? And here we are into episode 7. The Gotta Risk It for the Biscuit, as quoted from Kellen as she entered in to Ghost Island.
Already seven, huh? Seventh episode.
Seventh episode. I don't know how many days we got left, right? Like 15 days, something like that.
Is it 39 days?
I believe it is a 39-day
39 days.
ordeal.
Yeah, we got
So yeah, welcome, Professor Lance.
we got 17 days left, don't we?
Maybe there is 17.
18, 19. We're on day 18 or day
Oh
19?
yeah. So there's quite a few days left.
Yeah, we're
Quite
not
a
even
few
half-
days
We're
left.
about halfway there.
And well, let's see here.
And I'm glad to be here. Thank you for
absolutely
having me.
yes.
It looks like we chased away
Doug
Doug.
is not with us tonight,
Big
but we got
sissy.
our survivorologist, Professor Lance, with us tonight.
It
so
must
we're
have
not.
been the black cock comment I made last
It
week.
might have been.
I
You
chased
scared
away.
him off. You
Yeah.
chased them away. So we ended off in the 6th episode. Malolo's suffering their 5th immunity loss in a row,
Right.
which is just, I mean, I don't know that that's unprecedented, but they're in bad shape. And they ended up
Ridiculous.
sending James home,
Jeremy Lin, as I like to call him.
right? And we enter into day 18 where Michael knows he's on the bottom of where he's sitting right now. He's the last of the Malolo
Right.
in that tribe. And so he goes out for the idol hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And so he heads out and he's looking around. And of course, I guess, when you're walking around a place for a couple weeks, you notice certain landmarks that pop up in front of you. And
Sure.
obviously he noticed a few trees. He knew he was looking for the idol. And so did the rest of the tribe. They knew he was
Right.
looking for the idol as
Right.
well.
His Malolo tribe.
His Malolo
Right,
tribe, right?
right.
So he goes and he ends up finding the old idol that Ozzy
Ozzy's
originally
idol,
made.
right?
And the best part about him finding that one is hopefully he can use
But
it.
it was a fake idol that Ozzy made.
Originally, it was a
Right.
fake, and it had actually been the demise of 3 other people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we'll see now in this season whether or not Michael will get to really take advantage of using this idol for us.
Hopefully.
Or maybe he goes home with it in his pocket.
I don't know. Michael seems to be a good player. So far, so good
He
for him.
seems like a smart kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 18 years old, I give him a lot of credit. Man,
Right. He's good. He's young. He's strong.
sharp, and he's
Yeah.
very social.
And
It's a very
now he's
social game.
now he's got a powerful tool in this game.
Absolutely.
A very powerful tool.
And he's close to the merge. He knows that.
And being close to the merge like this, it's a perfect time to find that idol
Sure.
as long as you keep your mouth shut. So we'll see going forward.
We've always said that.
I'm really hoping that Michael can keep his mouth shut about it, move into the next. Because I want to see that kid actually go far in this
Right.
game.
Me too.
He has potential, and I think that's a big thing right there. Having a guy that could win it, and
Mhm.
rooting for that guy because he's not some kind of
We got a lot of guys still.
like Bradley. Bradley's out there. The guy's a dick,
He is a dick.
and he's a little self-absorbed. He doesn't even know, I mean, obviously, it was almost like it was pretty much a blindside tonight because
On Bradley,
he's kind of full of himself.
Well, after they they had their
We went into the
the
we
reward.
started we started off with the reward challenge, and good challenge. It's a thing of dexterity and kind of
And
there's
balance and-
a
right.
strategy to it,
Sure.
and everybody drops
And
first thing off,
Malolo loses again, right?
and yeah, right. So yeah, they're cursed basically at this point. Navidi ends up winning first place,
Right.
and Yanuya ends up getting
Yanuya.
second place. And they go out and of course Navidi, they get the steak and the chicken kebabs and the whole 9 yards. They got quite a feast.
Yanuya just gets the chicken.
And the Yanuya, but at this point in time,
And Malolo does the best thing, and that's unprecedented, I think I've ever seen, because they knew they were cursed. They went ahead and burned
it was a good idea.
the flag.
Get rid of that
Yeah,
thing. There's
right.
something we got to
Get that
just
bad
burn.
juju out of here.
Right, burn the curse out
Des,
of this place.
Des called it too. That was a nice move on her part.
No
and,
kidding.
and everybody else fell right in line with that. That was nice.
Yeah, you ain't joking. So yeah, I mean, Malolo ends up losing the whole thing, but by probably the first time they dropped it, and I'm sure that somebody kind of figured, you know what, when you're the person going up there to set the letter, drop the rope, run up there, set the letter, come back, grab your tension, and let the next person do the same thing. Because they started out with the person putting the letter up there with the tension, and obviously as you get closer and you're holding tension on that rope, you're just tipping the letters off.
Mm-hmm.
And they figured out the strategy. Malolo, they just couldn't execute it.
Yeah.
So,
That's too
but
bad.
they all figured out the strategy.
A little too late.
A little into the game, but
Yeah.
obviously too late.
It's got a learning curve. A lot of those games have learning curves.
Absolutely. So then obviously we go into somebody voting in Kellen to go to Ghost Island.
Yeah, Kellen goes to Ghost Island for the second time.
And yeah, this is the second time she goes, and she's hoping that she can go with her instincts again,
Well,
stepping onto the island.
she gets a chance to play a game, and the last time she chose not to because she didn't want to lose her vote.
Yep.
So they entice her this time with 2 of the urns have
Yeah.
an advantage.
Yeah.
And only 1 doesn't.
Right.
So it's an offer she couldn't refuse, and that was nice to see something.
You
like
got it
that.
right. You got
So-
your chances are 66%.
So she goes
That
and gets an
you're
idol.
You're getting
She got the parchment paper.
yeah.
That got Michaela out last season.
Right.
That was great.
Yeah.
I loved her getting
Yeah.
out.
Oh man. And so yeah, she ends up getting the advantage, which is an extra vote,
Right.
which is that's a huge advantage to have. I would rather have an idol myself because using the extra vote could work against you
Yeah.
in some ways. I
And we
mean,
saw somebody else going out on the island, on the Yanuya tribe. Wendell goes out searching for an idol,
yeah.
and he finds an idol.
And that's the thing. It
this is
seems like a good idea to
Everybody's
get
got
out
an
there and
idol.
find that idol real quick because, like I said, there's obvious landmarks
A lot of
that
people have
you end
idols
up
now.
seeing. You
A
know,
lot of
you're looking around and you've been on this island for 2 weeks. You've roamed around. You've noticed certain trees that might stand out a little more, and that's exactly what these guys end up doing. They look around. And it's not. I don't know how much time they're
Has
actually out there
Dominic played
spending.
his idol yet?
I don't think so.
So Dominic's got an idol.
Yeah.
Michael's got an idol. Wendell's got an idol.
This has got to be the last one.
Kellen's got a.
She's got an
extra vote.
advantage.
Yeah,
the extra vote
steal
advantage.
somebody's vote.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff out there. This is going to be a
Yeah, it's going to come down. And
lot of fireworks
so-
coming down in these next.
yeah, the anticipation, obviously.
Sure.
Good. This was a good episode. Don't get me wrong,
Mm.
but the anticipation is for next episode.
And-
going into
and
the
going
merge-
forward, it's going to be
Going into the merge, right? That's always a fun time. The whole tribe, and not only with the tribe being united, I like that fact, but I like the individual challenge.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
we're
the
getting
game.
a-
The
we're getting
game
ahead
really
of
is.
ourselves.
Yeah,
with
no,
that.
no, true. The game really is on you. Once we end up at the merge,
Right.
and no, yeah, Kellen's good with the advantage, and we move on to day 18 basically, where we're kind of going through the different tribes, seeing where they're laying,
Right.
and
That's when Wendell finds his.
yeah, that's when Wendell goes and finds his thing, and Bradley's.
And that was from what, season 16? It was.
It was from an earlier season. Yeah,
Guy goes to the.
I don't recall which
it was
season it was.
16, I believe they said. And who was that? That dope was on. He was on a return season, and he was terrible.
Yeah,
I can't-
Eric was his name.
Eric.
Eric.
Yes,
Yeah.
Eric. Oh my gosh.
Good
That had
old.
to be embarrassing to see it again.
Yeah.
That he got the biggest blindside, the biggest bonehead move ever.
And it's really bad when
Giving your immunity idol to somebody else and then getting voted out by
and not only do
The
you
four
give your
women.
you give your immunity idol away to somebody that literally planned your demise.
Yeah.
Says, I'm going, you think he's going to go for that? Well, he did. He went for
he
it.
Sure did.
She got it, she got his necklace on that night and he went home. They immediately voted Eric home.
Yeah.
So that's rough move,
That was
but
awesome.
it's going to be funny when Wendell tries to take this giant-ass necklace down to Tribal, though. Like you said, he's going to have to pack it away in his backpack or something,
Right.
because that's a pretty big necklace, and
Sure
he's
is.
got that thing hidden away, buried up by a tree, which you can't do much else with it.
No.
I
No.
mean, you're kind of stuck with that
Gonna
thing.
be jingling and jangling around.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
huge.
And now too, with as far as the Navidi tribe goes, the big thing is now Bradley is coming off as a real dick to everybody, just
Yeah.
being, and I don't know that
While
I've
they were
noticed it.
cooking,
Yeah, I don't know that I noticed it on any of the earlier
I have.
episodes
I have.
so
The
much
last two episodes.
as much as this one. This one was
Well, when him and Michael were on the same tribe, and Michael said, "All my vote is going towards Bradley. I'm using this idol," and unfortunately, his buddy Brendan got sent
yeah,
home at that point.
yeah.
But I didn't like Bradley from that point. I thought
No,
I thought he
no.
was kind of a smug. I don't want to use the term dick, but I mean Bradley used the term dick
Right, and
when
and
they
he,
when they lost and
he
they had to go
right,
to,
and he was kind of he was describing somebody, but he didn't realize he was describing
Right.
himself. You're like, dude, come on,
and
bro.
everybody knew that.
Yeah,
And he didn't. But even in the same token, when Dominic was talking about how Libby screwed
Yeah.
screwed him and got rid of his
Morgan.
his
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
greatest ally
Yeah.
at that point. She didn't do herself any favors.
No,
She didn't talk
absolutely
herself
not.
into their hearts like, well, I hope you can trust me.
Yeah, right. She's not really given too much support.
But I had to stay
For
true to my
herself.
I had to stay true to my original alliance, and Dominic's sitting back there going, "Which maybe I should do that." But
he's
yeah,
double thinking, right?
He
He's
is.
thinking about it.
But
Yeah,
unfortunately, Bradley is such a doofus.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Can't
he's
keep his
just
mouth
he,
shut.
he runs his mouth, and obviously it's going to
Was
get him
his-
into trouble.
Was his demise.
Then Malolo, day 19. That's when they finally do go through and they burn the banner. Morning 19, where they know they're going into this immunity challenge.
Oh yeah,
And that's all they're thinking about is there's no way we can win. There's no way we can win. We've lost consecutively 5 times in a row. What are we going to do at this point?
they got rid
we're
of the
pretty
bad
much
juju.
we got to do something about this. They finally burned the banner, and I mean, whether or not it helped, I can't be sure, but obviously
I'll tell you what did help.
something helped.
You know what
It's
helped?
Just bringing up the morale more
No,
than
no,
likely.
no. The main thing that helped, voting James off, because this was a swimming challenge. And
This-
James would have held them back.
this-
He would have.
Yeah, this would have been a big.
Right?
This would have been a huge obstacle for James.
Oh
huge,
my gosh.
huge, because there was a. I mean, one of the big things to this challenge was you see these people, and we enter in right after they burn the banner into the immunity challenge, and they're running up this platform, taking huge. Man, Dominic not so much, but
Yeah,
you saw Chris take a huge dive.
huge dive.
Just a beautiful dive right in. I mean,
Yeah,
he
I
traveled
think-
20 feet through the water just off the dive.
Michael
So-
took a great dive too.
Yeah, Michael took an awesome dive. James would have been out there. I mean, he would have been hanging onto the platform just like
Yeah, Dominic-
dropping himself in. It would have
Dominic-
been bad.
Dominic
Dominic,
looked like you were just tossing a sack of potatoes over
he
the
was
side of a
yeah,
boat.
he's like cannonballing himself in
Yeah.
kind of. It was a little bit of an awkward dive,
At
but
least jump in feet first.
so they swim over these platforms and then they grab all these rings up, and of course everybody travels back and starts throwing the rings up on
gotta
the
climb
thing.
back up the ladders.
Right, back over the ladder, throw the rings out, get to your platform so you can start hooking these rings on some pegs. And
Now that was exciting.
you knew you wins that one, and it was Malolo that actually came in second place and
Yeah,
sealed
Michael.
sealed their fate in not losing for the 6th time in a row, which was huge. And I was surprised with Navidi taking the loss, to be quite honest, because they were hooking him real quick right off the bat.
Donathan
And
was
yeah,
hooking him. I
Donathan was
couldn't
just
believe
yeah,
it.
he was hitting him real quick. It seemed like it was
Yeah,
he was hitting him pretty quick.
he was hitting him.
And then
But Michael came back and Michael started.
Michael came
he
back
was a ringer.
and yeah, he got him on there, and I was happy with it too. I was glad that they did, because I'm like, man, this tribe, dude, like something's
Mhm.
got to give, right?
Right.
And finally in this challenge it does. So it obviously puts Navidi in the crossfire for immunity. So they're having tribal, and they get back to the camp, and there's Bradley being a dick again, kind of just being controlling,
What Dominic wanted to.
not watching his attitude. I mean, just I understand.
Dominic wanted to cook his coconut, and
Yeah.
and Bradley said, Wait until I'm done with my rice,
Yeah,
not until I'm finished.
yeah. Gets a little controlling about it.
He's
A little bit of a
kind of
dickish
dick.
attitude. Yeah, exactly. And then
And he can't stand a person like that.
no, right? Yeah, that's the person that he despises,
Right.
and that's
Man,
unfortunately the person he is, which basically brings us right into tribal.
Now,
And when they sat down, I kind of figured somebody would say something to Bradley at that point, but nobody ever does. Nobody
Yeah.
actually comes out and says, like, Bradley, dude, like, maybe you could just watch your attitude a bit,
Yeah.
dude.
right,
Like,
right when Bradley,
Let's get it right here. Like,
right when he laid it all out, and he was talking about the,
yeah,
you know, the dick-
Bradley's carrying
yeah,
on.
carrying on about the dick of the group, and then he starts talking about how he likes dialogue and disagreeing. I'll argue that the sky about
Yeah.
the color of the sky.
Yeah,
Geez, oh man, he set it all up for Dominic or
he kind of sealed his own fate for
Dominic and Chelsea at that point could have said, "Well, you know what? You're kind of like overbearing a little bit.
yeah.
You're too much. You need to just sit back." And
They could
listen
have
once in a while."
straightened him out
right then and there
towards the future of the game,
right,
and I think
because you might be going home today.
they might have made a mistake by not saying anything and not keeping Bradley.
Right.
Time will tell, but I'll tell you, Libby's going to be the tricky one. She's the one that you really can't trust. And she is that pretty face in the crowd that, she's fun to talk to, she's nice to look at, but she's going to end up slitting your throat as soon as she gets her chance.
Well, I'll tell you what.
She's in it for the game, and I get that.
Well, after Bradley gets blindsided, and he kind of did.
It was. I think that's fair enough to
Yeah,
say.
he got blindsided. He didn't know it was coming, and we see the preview of what's coming on next week, which boom, like I predicted, was going to be the merge. Now, they show in that after the merge, what we see Chris and Dominic button heads again.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat,
Yep.
there's a line. There's going to be a line drawn in the sand.
And I think we're going to see, it's going to be funny. We're going to see a merge and then two tribes separate again as it's almost like one of these, I don't know if you can compare it to one of the voting blocks, but it might turn into a voting block situation.
I don't think so. I think the original Malolo's going to go, well, you got a couple of original Navidi wanting to vote each other out.
True.
Let's abide and let's get one of them out.
Yeah.
And I think all of them will band together and probably go, let's get rid of Dominic.
I could see the Malolo tribe coming together.
See which one, Chris or Dominic, has the most Navidi votes, and then we'll go that way.
Sure.
Whoever has the most Navidi votes will say, well, Dominic seems to get along with more people than Chris. Let's go.
Yeah, they'll kind of They'll go through who has.
Plus, Dominic's more apt to not vote
Yep.
a Malolo person out. He's
Right.
more apt to vote somebody he doesn't like out.
Right. Yeah, they're gonna look
Where
at their
Chris-
relationships with the other tribes.
Right.
And
Chris and Angela
they're gonna move
kind
on.
of vote towards. They're more Navidi.
And it will. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. There'll be a separation between. And it's going to be interesting because Dom and Chris were original Navidi,
Mhm.
and so where will that?
But even
how will
from
that
day
get,
one, they didn't like
how we'll
each
get
other.
that separated? Right. Right.
Day
no.
one, they didn't like each
True.
We'll see what happens. But I have a feeling the original Malolo, which is going to be what? We got Michael, Donathan, Chelsea.
Yeah. There's not many
Yeah.
Malolo left.
Yeah, Chelsea, Dez. No, Dez wasn't.
Was she original?
No.
I can't remember if she was.
But
original
nonetheless,
Malolo.
I think you're going to have the original Malolo stick together and try to vote out.
Yeah, isn't
Chris
Libby
or Dominic?
Libby's original Malolo, isn't she?
I think she was originally Navidi.
Oh, maybe she was originally Navidi. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where time's gonna tell what Chris and Dominic might do as far as this merge coming together and kind of splitting things up. But we'll find out next week, episode 8, and we'll be back here to discuss it then. until then, guys, be back here next Wednesday. We'll get into episode 8. And
the merge.
we'll
We'll be talking about the merge.
We'll hit up the merge.
Maybe we'll have that doofus join us again.
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know. I kind of like it just the two of us.
It's not too bad. You're right. Yeah,
we don't need that doofus here.
We do okay.
Yeah.
We do okay. I
Thank you, Survivor Nation.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Survivor Nation.
There it is. Beautiful. Love it.
All right.
We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Merge.